Hello, class. We have been spending the last couple of weeks reviewing the first 26 phonograms and writing words with them, but we're going to move on now and start reviewing some of the phonograms past the 26, those first 26. All right, so the first one we're going to do is this. This is the of her. Say that with me. The of her. Good. One more time. Good. The of her. And we say the of her because there are 5 different ways that we can say in English. So the of her lets us remember, it helps us distinguish this one from the others. So these 2 letters work together to make that sound. So after I write them, I'm going to underline them, which shows me that those letters work together to make the first sound. So to write my the of her, I'm going to write the first letter. And the second letter is close but not touching. The of her. Right, and we always say it while we write it. So class, I'm going to write it one more time. What am I going to write? Good. The of her. Right. So, and I need to leave a clock space because every phonogram that is 2 or more letters gets a clock space before and after it. All right, so I'm going to leave a clock space before I write my the of her. All right, now it's your turn. All right, class, write the of her and say it while you write it. All right, make sure it looks like mine, complete with clock spaces and underlines. All right, write it again. Say it while you write it. All right. And one more time, say it while you write it. All right, good. That is our the of her. All right, our next one also says This is the of hurt. Say that with me, class. The of hurt. Good. One more time. Excellent. The of hurt. All right. So again, I have 2 letters that work together to make that sound. So I'm going to underline and I'm going to leave a clock space. And I always say the phonogram while I write it. The of hurt. Okay, so I'll leave a clock space again. What am I going to, I'm going to write this one more time. What is this? Good, the of hurt. The of hurt. All right, now it's your turn. So get ready to write. Make sure you're sitting up nice and straight, holding your pencil and your paper correctly. All right, what are we going to write? Good, the of hurt. Good, so say it while you write it. Very good, check and make sure it looks like mine. All right, write another one. Say it while you write it. So while you'd be writing it, you would be saying the of hurt. And we'll do one more. The of hurt. All right, nice job with those first 2 This next this is also, these letters together also say but this is the of bird. Class, what is this? Say it with me. The of bird. Great. One more time. The of bird. Good. So I need both these letters to make that sound. So I'll leave a clock space. And I write the first letter, the next one close to it, and then I underline to show that they go together. The of bird. All right, and so I'll leave a clock space again. I'm going to write it again. I always say it while I write it. The of bird. All right, it's your turn now, class. Get ready to write the of bird. So say it while you write it. And make sure it looks like mine. All right, I want you to write another the of bird, saying it while you write it. All right, good. One more. Say it while you write it. All right, nice job, class. All right, so let's practice using each of these phonograms in a word, and we'll use it in the word that we use to help us remember it. So we'll start by writing the word her. Class, what are we going to write? Good, her. And what sounds do we hear in the word her? Good, it's right? And we're going to use, say which we're going to use with me? The of her. Good. So write those sounds and say them while you write them. All right, class, now tell me what I need to write to spell her. Good. Is the first sound. All right, is next. Which is it? Good, the of her. Right, and after I've written it, I'm gonna underline the phonogram in the word too. All right, now let's write hurt. What sounds do we hear in the word hurt? Good, it's t. And which are we going to use for hurt? Right, it's the of hurt. Good, so write those sounds in hurt and say them while you write them. All right, now tell me what I need to write to spell hurt. I'm going to leave a clock space. Remember, always before and after a word. What's first in hurt? Good. Right, and the next sound is but which am I going to use? Good, the of hurt. All right, so make sure your hurt looks like mine. All right, the last word we're going to write is bird. What are we going to write? Good, bird. And what sounds do we hear in the word bird? Good, it's b, d, d. But which are we going to use? Right, we're going to use the of bird. All right, so write bird and say the sounds while you write them. All right, class, tell me what I need to write to spell bird. Before though, I'm gonna go over a clock space. Good, which I made sure I'm starting in the correct space at the top baseline. What's next? Right, it's but which is it? Good, the of bird. And the last sound, it is D, which is what kind of letter? Good, it's a clock letter. And I'm going to underline that. All right. So let's go back and read the words that we wrote with our ers. So we'll say the sounds and then put them together. Good. It's her. And then how about this? Good. Hurt. And finally, all right. Nice job, class. Now, yesterday, we talked about the 5 things that we need to have a complete sentence. So let's review those, and then we're going to use these words to write a sentence. So every sentence needs, let's see, so a sentence, it has to be about someone or something. We call that, tell me if you remember. Good, that's the subject. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. And then what happens in the sentence, tell me the fancy name for that if you remember. Right, that is the predicate, right? So subject, who or what the sentence is about. The predicate is what happens. We need to have it make sense. And it needs to begin with what kind of letter? Good, a capital letter. And what does it need at the end? Excellent, an end mark. So we're going to write a sentence using these words. The sentence we're going to write is, her bird is hurt. Her bird is hurt. So remember, make a picture in your mind before you start writing. Then you'll write your sentence. Then you'll put your pencil down and go back and read over your sentence. Make sure that you have all 5 parts in it. And then you can come and check and see if you did it correctly. All right, so if you are still watching this video, you should have a sentence in front of you that you wrote and you checked. All right, so let's look at my sentence here. Her bird is hurt. All right, we need a subject, who or what the sentence is about. We have that. We have a predicate, which is something that is happening. It makes sense, right? So that's when I need to read it and make sure that I didn't leave out a word or start talking about something different in the middle. So her bird is hurt. All right, that makes sense. We have a capital letter at the beginning and an end mark. We use a period for this one at the end. All right, so it's important that whenever we write a sentence, we always check it before we say that we're finished. We have, even if we think we wrote everything, we put our pencil down and go back and just make sure that we included everything. All right, nice work with this lesson, class.